Alright, so 2000's beats are definitely back in style. They have been for a little minute now. One of my favorite artists that hops on these type of beats from the UK is a guy named Strandz. Now he's just dropped his album called Despara Dance Music. This album features a lot of 2000s style songs and production.
The way I love you. Just know I got myself the way I got you.
As you can hear, these songs are super fire, so we're gonna go ahead and make something similar today. I even got a singer to come and lay a crazy hook on top of the beat right at the end, so make sure you stick around for that. And without further ado, let's jump into making the beat. Okay, so the first thing I pulled in is this guitar phrase from J Cactus's Re-Up bundle, which is out now. The link for that is gonna be down in the description. We're gonna build on top of this guitar layer. Let me just play it to you first. Super simple, but fire, and leaves us some space to add in some more melodic elements. And for these 2000s beats, the first plugin I'm always gonna pull up is the korg Triton. This has all the 2000s sounds. And the preset I've got pulled up on it right now is the chorus E guitar. This preset is iconic. And all I've done is freestyled a very simple top line on top of the guitar that we already had. I'm just gonna be lazy, copy and paste that over, simple as. Now sounding a little bit dry, so I pulled up this fruity delay too. You can copy the preset if you want. Then an EQ, cutting some highs and some lows. As well as this magic switch from Baby Audio. This is actually free, super cool, like phasing plugin. I got that on there as well. So with the effects, this is what it sounds like now. Now for the second melodic layer, I pulled up Omnisphere. I've got this platinum shiny strings preset, and this kind of just helps to build into certain places, kind of like a riser. And as you can hear, there's some volume automation going on, so it rises up when it gets to the end of the 4 bars. And then for the last melodic element, I pulled up the Cinematic Studio Solo strings, set it to staccato, and played some little stabby chords, which just followed that guitar that we already have. So this is how that sounded. I wanted them to sound a bit fuller, so I bounced it out, then bounced it out again, and pitched the second one down, reversed the polarity so there's no phasing issues, and routed them to the same mixer chain, which in this case is 33. Then I went in with some simple EQs, a little bit of compression, and a little bit of delay. That little trick paired with the effects that I added on really elevates the strings. I'm gonna play you what they sounded like raw out of the plugin, and then halfway through I'm gonna switch to the bounced out strings with the lower layer. I think I'm happy with all the melodic elements we have, so now it's time to get into the drums. The first thing I pulled up was this little fill from the J Cactus Re-Up bundle once again. So we got the fill in the start here, the strings, and then this is where the drums are gonna come in. Okay, let's add those drums. I always like to start with a clap, and maybe a few percs just to set the bounce. Let's drag in a kick. Now bear with me boys, I know the kick sounds whack right now, but let's add a bass on top and you'll see the vision. I've gone with the J Cactus upright 808, and this is how it's sounding. And you'll see over the 8 bars there's quite a bit of repetition. These 3 bars are the same as these 3 bars, but I just switch up the ending here just to add a little bit of variation so the ear doesn't get used to the same bass line going over and over again. Another trick is to not overdo it and to leave spaces. As you can see, I've done here, here, and even little gaps here, which really help to create that bounce. The beat is getting there, but it feels a little bit slow because we don't have any hats. Let's go add those in now. I've gone with the standard trap hat, as well as an open hat, which I'm using pretty sparsely. I added in these shakers. And one little trick I'm using is to hold down shift and use my scroll wheel to just drag some of these ever so slightly off grid. Makes it sound more human and really gets the head bopping when the beat is playing. You don't want to go too crazy with this though, because the drums can start to sound off beat. But if you use this trick sparingly, it's a really valuable tool to create bounce and separate yourself from the producers that have everything straight on the grid. I'm going to arrange everything out and then play you the final beat. I'm actually super happy with how this is sounding. The only thing which some people would say this is missing is some female sort of hook type of vocals. And luckily for me, I ended up making a full song out of this beat the other day. I had a singer come over and record a crazy hook, some rappers as well. What I'm going to do, jump into the project where we recorded the song and show you the processing I did on the female vocals, so you can copy them and you can just use some splice vocals. You don't need a real singer. But yeah, let's jump into that. Okay, so this is the hook that we made the other day.
Give it love to me, I give my love to you. You give it trust to me, I put my trust in you.
So what I like to do is I like to have one vocal down the middle, and then these two are panned to the left and the right. Sounds way more ambient and full compared to just a single vocal down the middle. But for beats, and if you're making a beat, what you can do, if you only have one vocal, you can get a stereo widening plugin. I personally recommend S1 Stereo Imager by Waves. You can crank up the width. If you're trying to add vocals to your 2000s beats, I definitely recommend doing this. Now, another thing I would do for vocals is to add a lower layer. So let me play you these without the lower layer first. And now with a lower layer. It doesn't stand out heaps in the mix. It's something that's kind of felt more than heard, but can really add some more fullness and make it sound more professional. Obviously, I got my boy OD singing this lower layer and Jana singing this top layer. But with that said, a way you could get the same effect is by pulling up a format shifting plugin like Lil Alter Boy, which is my go-to. I'm pretty sure you can also do this natively within FL Studio as well, and just format shift the splice vocal down by 12. Make sure you click reverse polarity if it is the exact same vocal just shifted down, so you don't have any phasing issues. Turn it down, add some effects, and it'll give you that nice lower layer to help fill it out, make it sound more full. Obviously, these vocals are mixed as a song, but the final thing I would do if I wanted someone to rap over it was to just carve out some space using an EQ. So I'd maybe cut around the high mids. That's where a lot of vocals or rap vocals sit. Cut the lows, cut the highs a little bit, turn it right down, and here's what it would sound like. And now you've got some nice background vocals to go in the back of your 2000s beat. Those are just a few little processing tips that I would use. And yeah, man, that brings us to the end of the video. I appreciate you lot watching this far. Make sure you go down in the description, grab my free stash. I used a few sounds from there in this beat, but make sure you also check out J Cactus's G'd Up stash, his 2000 stash. I used a lot of those sounds in this beat. Shout out to my boys Jacko and Muesli for helping me cook up this beat. OD, Jana as well for, you know, doing their thing on it and allowing me to show you guys how to process the vocals. Make sure to follow my Instagram as well. Feel free to DM me if you have any questions or anything like that. And yeah, man, I appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, and I'm out. Peace.